Good morning, Facebook Nation. Another quiet morning. I'm at Ponte Verde Beach, Florida. Did a short walk on the beach while I was on a conference call, but the tide's coming in so high now that the beach is basically completely covered. And wore my walking shoes today because I had wore a blister on my foot from the sandals all week. Guess I'm not used to wearing those type things. But anyhow, today I want to talk about the quote of the day rather is, you can't change the past, you can only make decisions today to help how your future turns out. Welcome to the Prosperity RX podcast. This is pharmacist Keith Abel with your prescription for prosperity. This is a podcast where I give you hope. I show you the path toward building a life of peace and prosperity, to build a life that you don't need a vacation from. If you're willing to own up to it, to accept that you do have the power to change your circumstances, and that you're willing to do what it takes, then this podcast is for you. You truly can change your life and start on the true path toward financial peace and prosperity. W. Clement Stone, in his book, The Success System That Never Fails, said, if you cannot save money, the seed of success is not in you. So let's get on with the show. I was talking to one of my team members the other day, and they were really dwelling on the things that are holding them back, the things of their past. And I think the message is, we need to let go of the past. There's nothing you can do about it. It's over. It's done. We need to move forward and talk about what the future holds and make some decisions on how you're going to change things to change the future. It's certainly what I've done in my life. The past is over. There's nothing I can do about it, and I'm looking forward. I just spent this entire week reflecting on how I can take things forward to the next level. And I think it's what we all need to do. I mean, the coronavirus has just destroyed this year. The social unrest, all the political upheaval, it's just destroyed so many people's spirit this year. I know the depression rates are sky high right now. And there's nothing we can do about any of those things. There's nothing you can do about the coronavirus except take your precautions. There's nothing you can do about the upheaval, the social unrest. The protests are one thing, but the social unrest, that's another story. And there's nothing you can do about it personally. And there's nothing that you can do about the political situation other than show up to vote. But so many people are letting those issues define their life right now out of fear. They fear for their future. They fear that they're going to be attacked. There's nothing we can do about all these things. We need to be concentrating on how we can change the rest of the year. There's still some time left in this year. When 2021 clicks over, it's not going to change anything. There's still going to be different social fears that are out there. There's still going to be political fears. I don't care which candidate wins. Things are going to be nasty for 2021 when it comes to the politics side of it. So what you've got to decide is if you want your future to be different. You need to look at, where do you want to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Do you see yourself in the same spot that you're in now? Constant worry, constant fear? Or do you see something different for yourself? I encourage you to take some time right now and start reflecting on those things. Don't wait to the end of the year when we traditionally look at those things for our New Year's resolutions. Start it now. If you need to get yourself some better health, now's the time to start. It's not put it off down the road, because putting it off down the road is just going to put it off down the road and put it off down the road and put it off down the road. And next thing you know, your weight's out of control, your diabetes is out of control, your heart disease is out of control. You got to start now. Start now working on your health. That's why I take these walks every morning. You have to start now. If you're worried about your financial future, if you're not where you want to be right now financially, where are you going to be 5 years from now or 10 years from now if you don't make any changes? These houses over here on Ponte Verde Beach are absolutely beautiful. Do you think these people sat on their laurels and did nothing? Or do you think they actually took some action in their life? You know, so many people see somebody in a nice big house and they have the attitude that, oh, they're just lucky. Oh, they were born into money. But I guarantee you the vast majority of these people that live in these $1 million homes, they weren't born into money. They weren't just lucky. They worked their ass off. They did whatever it takes to have the success they needed. At some point in their life, they decided they'd had enough. Had enough on the way things were, way things were going, and it was time to change. I've got that same attitude. I've had enough. I've had enough of where everything is and how things are going. It's a nice cool breeze. You wouldn't believe it's Florida, as cool as the breeze is right now. So you got to make some decisions to change your financial situation. You know, I encourage you to check out Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. Get yourself out of debt. Get a spending plan, not a budget, a spending plan. Decide every payday where your money's going to go before that payday starts. Figure out a way to create some extra income, get some extra revenue coming into your house, whether it's selling stuff on eBay, getting a second job, creating a residual income like I'm doing. I mean, yeah, I can work overtime if they offer it, which lately they haven't been offering much overtime. So I could do that to create some extra income, but I'm just trading time for dollars. That's why I started trying to create extra income through residual income. Good morning. You know, by creating a residual income, I create income that's coming in every month, that if I decide not to work a particular month, that income continues to come in. And that's what I've been building now since 2013. And since my very first check, I have not missed a single month. Every single month, I've received a check, whether I worked or not. And I can tell you right now, this past year, I've not worked very hard. And that's on me. I let these things get in the way. I let the coronavirus get in the way. I let all the social unrest get in the way. I had the woe is me attitude. But you can't stay there. If you stay there 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you're still going to be there. If you want the better things in life, you got to get yourself healthy. You got to get your financial situation in order. I mean, you can't really see all these houses because there's so much brush around, but these are palatial. No, this isn't something I want for myself. This isn't what I strive for. I mean, I've got my dream home now. But I let this stuff inspire me because these are people that have not sat on their laurels and wanting somebody else to do it for them, wanting somebody else to give it to them. These are people that pulled their bootstraps up and they got to work and they did it. This is the greatest country in the world. Anybody can do this. Anybody can have one of these homes if they want to work hard enough. That's the key. You got to work. You got to do the work to get there. You can't just walk through a neighborhood and demand that somebody give you their house because it's not fair. I've had somebody tell me that when we built our house. It's not fair. We should have the same thing. And that hurt because they knew that I worked my ass off to get that house. They knew that I put in the hours, that I put in the time in college where I was flat broke to get the degree so I can afford that house. And that's what you got to do. And that's what I've got to do. For too many years now, I've not had that fire that I had that got me that house to start with. Yeah, I've wanted it, but I haven't had the fire to do it. And that's what I'm telling you. You got to get off your laurels. You got to decide that you're going to do something today that's going to change your future. Because 5 years is going to go by really, really quick. It's going to go by so quick. And you're going to find yourself in the exact same spot. I'm in the same spot I was 5 years ago because I haven't been putting in the work that I need to be putting in. Yeah, I've got my blog site going. I've got my podcast going. Got my interview sessions with Dr. Wallach going. I'm starting to put all the things back in place now and do the work. But there's a whole lot more I could be doing. A whole lot more. This is inspirational. Again, no. I really don't want one of these houses. The beach isn't my thing. I'd rather have a nice big cabin up in the mountains with a lake that I can fish in. That's what I would rather have. But it just inspires me to know that these things are possible in the greatest country on the face of the earth. It's possible. But you got to do the work. You can't sit back and think somebody else is going to do it for you. You can't sit back and think the world owes you something. You got to pull your bootstraps up and you got to work your butt off and you got to do it yourself. If you want anything in life, you have to do it for yourself. And fortunately, the United States of America is the best place on the face of the earth to be able to do this. I think middle-class America has gotten soft. We expect our employers to do it for us. We expect to put our 8 hours a day in and go home and then sit back in the recliner and watch some reality show while we drink some rancid hops. And then we wonder why things never change. We're into debt up to our eyeballs for boats, campers, four-wheelers. And if we lost our job, all of it's gone in an instant. Like I said, middle-class America's gotten soft. We need to get ourselves together. We need to get the financial peace. We need to get out of debt. We need to take control of our finances. We need to find ways to create extra income outside of our job. So if that job goes away, you still have a living. Hey Karen, thanks for jumping on. Appreciate it. But just let it be a wake-up call. This past year needs to be a wake-up call to every American. We found out just how vulnerable we are financially with the vast number of people that lost their jobs. You know, the job market's come back, but it's not back where it was before the pandemic hit. It's back where it was when President Trump first took over. But it's not back to where it was. But we found out in America just how vulnerable we are to disease. I mean, this coronavirus shouldn't have done what it's done. If we'd taken care of our health, you know, the vast majority of people that have died from this disease are people who have had underlying diseases. It's not really the coronavirus that killed them. It's the fact that they were already sick that killed them. Their body couldn't handle the disease they already had and fight the coronavirus at the same time. I mean, that's the bottom line. That's what it is. It's not the coronavirus. It's your body was already weak because you have other underlying conditions. And I don't care when they say, oh, this person got the coronavirus and they didn't have any type of comorbidities. I call bullshit on that. They probably did have undiagnosed comorbidities because, frankly, a lot of Americans never go to the doctor. We eat like crap. We don't supplement. We don't take care of our health. We don't get out and exercise. And I can say that as somebody that was in the same position. My weight was totally 100% out of control. I was pre-diabetic. No, I hadn't gone to the doctor to be diagnosed. But as a pharmacist, I know how to do the diagnosis myself. I know I was in bad shape. And I know if I didn't change things, look at these houses, they're amazing. I know that if I didn't change things, I'd be dead in a couple years. And that's why I made the decision to make some changes in my life. And heck, I'm a pharmacist, I knew better. I knew better than to let my weight get out of control like it did. Back around 2000, my wife and I decided we had enough of being broke. We decided we're going to get ourselves out of debt. And it was work. We sacrificed. Yeah, I put my kids through private school, but I worked my ass off to do it. I worked lots of overtime. But we sacrificed on every other front. And I paid off those student loans. I've got the emergency fund set up now to where if I lost my job, I've got time to find something else. So many Americans didn't have that. I thank God the day that we found Dave Ramsey. Thank God the day we went down to Nashville to meet Dave Ramsey and Russ. And they put us on the right path. You know, I spent a year traveling 1 weekend a month all over the country for business. And I made it a point that every place I went that I would meet with high income individuals and find out from them what exactly it was that made them different, what exactly it was that made them successful. And one of the biggest things I took away from it is that they wanted to make an impact in other people's lives. Because they knew if they helped enough other people have success, whether it was health or their finances or whatever, they knew that if they helped enough people achieve success in their lives, that they were going to be just fine. And these were all people making making 7 figures a year. It's the most educational experience I've ever had. Traveling with Dr. Wallach, I learned more about health and wellness than I did in my 6 years at the university. You can't just sit on your laurels and expect life to be different. I know I keep saying it, but these folks, they didn't sit on their laurels. I freaking guarantee you. Yeah, a few of them might have inherited their money. Maybe there's 1 or 2 over here that won the lottery, but the vast majority of these people, it's first generation money. And they did it by working their ass off. They created a business. They employed other people. They made a difference in other people's lives. That's why it irritates the hell out of me when, we need to tax the rich even more, tax them more, take more of their money away. Because people have this mental attitude that the rich are the Rockefellers and the Gates. All right? You can't even count Gates. Maybe his kids, but I think the Rockefellers are probably a better example. You know, it was their great-granddad, maybe great-great-granddad that made all the freaking money. And now they're sitting back and collecting those checks. So when people think tax the rich, they're thinking of those people. They're not thinking of these people. These people worked their ass off. They employed you. They may very well be your boss. And if you take all the hard-earned money away, then you're taking away the jobs. You're taking away your own freaking job. So better stop wishing for hand-ups and start figuring out a way that you can make a difference in somebody else's life and monetize that. So that's what these people did. I know one of these houses, I don't have a clue which one, is somebody that's in the industry that I'm working in on my side gig job. They've been doing it for 30 years. One of the top earners in the country. And they built a house in this neighborhood. But they traveled all over the world, always on the road, sacrificing time with their family to build that business. There's always sacrifice to it. And people want to take away the financial reward they got for all that sacrifice and all that hard work. Aaron, thanks for jumping on. I really appreciate it. Anyhow, if you want things to be different in your life, it's time now to make a change. It's time now to get off your laurels and get out there and do the work that's necessary. You can figure out something today, small steps that you can take today that will change your future 5 years from now. Decide to pay off some of your debt. Decide to set aside a little extra money every month. Decide to find a way to create some extra income coming into your house. You know, what would an extra $100 a month do for you? Think about that. Extra $100 a month would help some people pay off credit cards and get themselves out of debt a whole lot quicker. Morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Just fine.
Good.
You know, what would it take for you to change your life? Would it take $100 a month? Would it take $500 a month? I mean, yeah, we always hear the people, oh, you can make 10 grand a month. You can make 20 grand a month. I see those ads on Facebook all the time. Oh, you don't have to do anything. Just join us. The checks will come in. That's bullshit. Nobody gets something for nothing. You got to work. I know when I was out of full-time employment and just working the side gigs in pharmacy whenever I can find one, those few $100 extra a month that were coming in from my home business made all the difference in the world. That monthly car bonus that I was earning helped me buy the used Cadillac that I bought. My Malibu was in absolutely shit condition. I know what it's like for that little bit of money to make such a huge difference in life. So I don't mean to sound, like $100 a month is a little bit, but it's a lot when you need it. And I know so many of us could live the Dave Ramsey lifestyle, make some extra income on the side, whether it's driving a pizza delivery, working extra hours on your job, or like I'm doing, creating a residual income so I can work a little, work hard now and have that income continue to come in once I stop. Whatever way you decide, just what you need to do. You need to put the potato chips down, put the Oreos down, stop buying the Mocha, whatever it is at Starbucks that you're buying, and take your health seriously. You'll save money and you'll get better shape. Get yourself out every day and walk, even if it's just around the block. Get yourself out there and move. Do something to change your financial life and your physical life. Little steps every day can make a huge difference. I mean, how's that saying go? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Hey, Paula, thanks for jumping on. Appreciate it. I think I've gone on long enough. I need to get back to the car and head back to my parents' house. It's my last day here in Florida. I'll be flying back home tomorrow. Can't wait to get home and see my wife. I really miss her. Not looking forward to going back to the job, but you got to do what you got to do. But it's going to be a long day in flying tomorrow. Got a long delay in Charlotte. But it's been beautiful since I've been down here. It's been nice to see my parents. They're both got some health issues, so say some prayers for them. I really would appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the future. And again, thanks for jumping on here. I really do appreciate you guys jumping on.
This has been the Prosperity RX podcast with pharmacist Keith Abel. Prosperity RX, your prescription for health, wellness, and prosperity. If you found value with this episode, please share and go to Apple iTunes, make a comment, and give us a 5-star rating. Also subscribe through iTunes or your favorite podcast platform. Prosperity RX can also be found on YouTube at youtube.com/Prosperity RX. Pharmacist Keith is also a business entrepreneur. He helps folks from all walks of life start and run their own home-based business. If you'd like Keith to help you create your own business, then visit aimhighforsuccess.com.